I'm going to talk a little bit about what PageRank is. It's important. It's not the only thing that Google uses to rank you. They also have TrustRank. They also weight the links coming in and going out. They do a whole bunch of things. But understanding what PageRank is about is valuable in understanding why you should do some of the things you should do. For anybody who doesn't know, it relies on the democratic nature of the web. Anything that links from A to B, A is voting for B. They analyze whether the site that's voting is high value or low value, and a high value site like CNN is going to carry more weight if they link to your website than if I do from my blog. Okay? They're going to rank you based on a whole bunch of things, and we're going to talk about more of them later, but we're going to talk about PageRank for now. Google recomputes PageRank as often as possible, usually once a month or more. Every time they do, they've added more things to the index, and here's the kicker. The real PageRank is a scale, we're going to talk about it, on a scale of 0 to infinity, not 1 to 10, or 0 to 10. The average of all the pages on the internet, all 8 or 10 billion that Google's indexed, is 1.0. So every single time they add a new page, everybody else's PageRank has to go down by a little bit. So when you see that your toolbar PageRank, we'll talk about that again in a second, goes from a 5 to a 4, that doesn't mean they're penalizing you. What that means is they've added a whole lot more stuff, and maybe that other stuff is a little bit more valuable than your stuff is. Okay? If you don't see a drop in the amount of traffic you get from Google when your toolbar PageRank goes down, then they're not penalizing you. And that's another thing that comes up on the forums all the time. Every page, and keep in mind that PageRank is about the page, not about the website. Every page begins with 0.15 as a score. And anything that doesn't link to that page, if nothing links to that page, then more likely than not it's going to be dropped from the index if nothing has been linked to it by the next time they recompute. Okay? We'll talk a little bit more about the math in a second. I don't want to get hung up too much on it. And we're going to stop for questions at the end of this one because I'm sure there's going to be a bunch. But toolbar versus truth. Like I said, the toolbar PageRank is a scale of 0 to 10. Has anybody not seen the toolbar PageRank on the Google toolbar? Okay. The real score is between 0 and infinity. The average, obviously, is if you've got a 1 out of 10 toolbar, you're average. If you've got a 0, you're below average. If you've got above 1, you're above average. But at the same time, because there's so much stuff out there, you're really only doing well if you've got a 4 or better. Okay? And that's sort of anecdotally proven again because Google won't say what they consider above the bar and what's below the bar. And Google does not imply or not disclose the mapping between the toolbar and truth, but everybody's inferred that it's at least logarithmic. This is one person's estimate. Somebody else has done it a little bit finer with, I think, with a base 8 logarithm, but this is a base 10-ish. And you can see that the scores just keep going up and up and up and up. They may go higher, faster, but the point here is that you can't take the toolbar PageRank as your PageRank. It's some score, possibly a whole order of magnitude between the top end and the bottom end of one of those digits on the toolbar. Okay? So let's say that we have a page that has a PageRank of 90. Okay? What happens, because that PageRank is page A and all the links it's going to link to are page B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. Okay? It's going to convey some of that weight to each of those pages. Sort of like love. You can give it away without losing it, okay? But you can give it away to other sites on the internet, or you can give it away to other pages in your own site. So that's what people call Google juice, or bleeding Google juice if you're linking too frequently outside. We've got a page of weight 90. There are 10 links on the page, 5 links go off to other pages in the same domain or on the same website. 4 go off to other websites, and 1's a no-follow, again, in a minute. None of those followed links convey 90/9 votes, for a better word, to each of those pages that they link to. So in this case, this page is retaining 5/9, or 5/9 of the weight internally. It's voting for itself, or it's voting for its sister and brother's pages inside of its own website. Okay? Does anybody care about the equation that makes this happen? Yeah? Okay. The whole point is that it is iterative. To make this a little bit more clear, let's go to an example. Let's assume that the entire internet is made up of 4 pages, A, B, C, and D. A has one link and it goes to B. It conveys to B its 0.15 vote. Now B has 0.3. C and D also link to B. It has 0.6. Okay? Every time, consider each of these steps as a month has passed and Google has recomputed the PageRank. Then B goes and links to C. Well, now B has voted 0.6 for C, and C goes up to 0.75. Well, now we've got a circular pattern. B voting for C and C voting for D, or B voting for C and vice versa, and it goes in a circle, each passing a little bit more back and forth until it stabilizes out at 1. Okay? This is as a result of that equation, and if anybody wants that equation, I'll give it to you. It's straight out of the Page and Brin paper from Stanford that was written before Google even began. This is the entire foundation upon which Google started, and since they've augmented it with other things as people have copied PageRank because, well, it was an academic paper and subject to everybody being able to copy it as per academics, right? So what's happened is that A and B have iteratively, or B and C have iteratively voted back and forth for each other to the point where they've each conferred quite a bit of value to each other. Okay? And this circular loop took about 40 steps, 40 months, say, to occur. But if, for example, you assumed that maybe page B was your home page, and you were the entire internet, if B also linked to A and D, they'd be a little bit smaller, but home would be none the more beneficial. Okay? All the other pages would get a little bit less.